Yo, what's up? It's J2O, man. You already know, man. We out here for another episode of my podcast. We out here, episode 13. And the topic for today is, should you go with a regulated or unregulated broker in 2020? And let me repeat that question again that people want to know. Should you go with a regulated or unregulated broker in 2020? This year been crazy. Lots of going on. You got the coronavirus. You got Kanye becoming a billionaire. It's a crazy year. A lot of unforeseen circumstances. Oil dropped to all-time lows. So back to the question: should you go with a regulated or unregulated broker? And the true answer is it depends. It depends on the individual. It depends on what you're trying to do with your money as a trader, because there's benefits for both sides, and let's get into it. So the benefits of a non-regular brokers, it is like, as a broker, like they're able to like choose to forego regulations so they can like cut their operation costs. So if I was an unregulated broker, I would like benefit from not having regulations because I get to cut my costs. Because when you have a brokerage, it's expensive. Let's say for regulations, you have to comply with all these laws. There's so much fees. It could be like millions. So that's why many like brokers like to be unregulated for that aspect of business. And like unregulated brokers, like they don't have to comply with any rules, and they can behave in any manner they see fit. Which that's why brokers that are unregulated go that path, because everyone knows regulations. It can be tough for various reasons to protect the investor. But if you're a brokerage and you're trying to make money, like, yeah, you might not want to comply with all the laws, or you might not want to spend the money needed to have things comply. So I can see their aspect of not wanting to go that route of regulations. And also the benefits of non-regulated brokers is like they offer like the best leverage to increase your capital to maximize your profits. So if you're an investor, like you could benefit from this greatly, because it gives you the opportunity to be able to put your money quick. They offer leverage from like 1,500 to 1,000, or even some brokers offer 1,3,000. So they give you a lot of opportunities that these regulated brokers can't do. So you're able to leverage your money and make that quick come up. So you want to live that American fast dream. It's best to go with these unregulated brokers in that aspect. And also they offer like lower spreads because there's like less admin to do. Unregulated brokers can afford to give lower spreads, and this all helps the trader's profit margin. So if I'm a trader, I have lower spreads and the ability to have higher leverage. Is like a no-brainer. If I have $100 account or 500 or 1,000, like, I could really do some damage using the power of leverage. So I could see why people will want to go to unregulated brokers because of some of these benefits. Or if you're an unregulated broker, why you want to be an unregulated broker in 2020. And also, these unregulated brokers, they also offer crypto trading. So many of these like regulated brokers, they can't offer certain things, but many of these unregulated brokers, they offer like so many different pairs you could trade. So to give people the ability to trade 24/7. So if you're a day trader, you could trade on the weekends. You could trade the market like the Bitcoin against the USD dollar, Ripple against the USD dollar. Like, there's so many different crypto pairs to trade, but there's at least two that I trade personally. So you could trade those pairs, based off your trading strategy and make money on a weekend or weekday. So there's benefits of having an unregulated broker that gives you those options. But there's also, unfortunately, some cons for these unregulated brokers. And one main thing is like they could choose not to pay you or refund your money. And that's real. That's what scares people off. They're like, oh man, I might not get the money from this trade, or if something stupid happens with like the broker, they won't refund me my money because these unregulated brokers, they don't have to follow any rules, because they have no regulations, so they can do whatever they want. They provide you a service. Yes, it's good to do treat your clients good, so you get returning clients. But some brokers, they just don't care, and they also can cause stop hunts on trades, and this would be in favor of you losing your trades. Stop hunts is when you have a stop loss somewhere, and it can like randomly spike the price to hit your stop loss. So some of these unregulated brokers do stuff like that, causing some people to lose trades. It'd be like random, not a news event. The market just randomly on a 1 minute chart to spike like 200 pips or whatever, or like 50 pips or 200 micro pips. Whatever the case is, like it could create these stop ons and stop people out trades, and people will be so blown, like, yo, what just happened? Because some of these unregulated brokers do funny things like that. So that's what I'll say. Like, it's bad, but there is positive sides, like I mentioned. But that's why it's best to do your due diligence and choose a good unregulated broker that people like use a lot and trust, and have a good customer service department. And that's why it causes people to want to get these regulated brokers, because there's a lot of benefits. And one is it being like, if you're a broker, being regulated adds their credibility and helps potential investors to see that they are a trustworthy operation. Because many people don't want to get scammed. They want to know Ponzi scheme. So if you have a regular broker that follows regulations, people feel safe because they know they can't get screwed. They know, okay, if something happens, the government can come for them. Like they'll get sued or whatever the case is. Like there'll be investigations real quick. Because in America they don't play when it comes to like investing and these like scams and Ponzi schemes. And also, like, a benefit would be like for investors who choose a regular broker, they could benefit from like the financial compensation in the event that their brokerage firm goes out of business, and can have a peace of mind knowing that the broker must comply by all the rules and regulations of the regulatory body. Therefore, they'll be safe from mistreatment. That being said, you're just safe. In 2020, with all this crazy stuff going on, where people's stocks are going down because of coronavirus, people losing jobs. So having a guaranteed assurance that you're not going to lose your money by putting a brokerage firm, like it's good to know. So that's why it's kind of good to have like a broker, especially if you have a lot of money. If you have like over 6 figures in account, it's best to have a regular broker, or high 5 figures. It's best to have one, so you don't worry about ever getting like screwed over in the long run. And being regular also can be no guarantee that your forward broker will treat you well. And it does help to assure like investors that the financial information is in safe hands. Again, that's like the main thing. And like traders are protected from mistreatments and frauds when they choose a properly regulated broker. And like I said, you're protected in case anything goes wrong. So these are like benefits, again, by having these regular brokers. So these regular brokers, like me personally, I like, when I trade forex, I like to trade with unregulated brokers because I'm in it to like flip my money quick. So I maximize using the leverage, and I'm able to flip the money quick. But when I do want to play with big money, if I have like a big account, which I don't have a huge account that I play with, if I have a big account, I would probably look for like a regulated broker. So I don't ever have to worry about me losing like 6 figures just by having it in my account, in case these companies just go out of business out of nowhere, or just take my money from using Bitcoin or whatever the case is, and I'd be screwed. So to each their own, people have different reasons for choosing an unregulated broker versus a regular broker, but it all depends on your trading style, your trading goal, and your account size. The more money you have, the more reasons why you should have a regular broker. The less money you have, probably the greater reason why you have an unregulated broker. So when it comes to trading, the goal is to make money, not lose money. And if you have opportunities to make money faster, then you should go that route, because we live in a day where people are struggling to compound their money. People put their money in stocks, and right now a lot of people losing a lot of money in stocks who held for years. And if you put your money in the bank, you don't make that much money in the long run. It barely goes up. So, and some people put money in real estate for those few percentage gains, whether it's like 15 to 20%, whatever the case is. But with Forex, there's so much you could do. There's so much power in the markets because it's a $1 trillion market where things get traded on a daily basis with the banks pushing the market with the prices and all that. So there's so much you could do in Forex, whether you want to trade currency pairs, cryptocurrency pairs, or even commodities, or indexes. There's so much you could do, so much opportunities. So that being said, the next step is just to figure out your style of trading, your account size you want to play with, and choose the best broker. Look at reviews, look at people in the industry that trade, and see what type of brokers they use or recommend, and maybe have multiple brokers, because I use multiple brokers throughout the years I've been trading just to be testing out, because each broker is different. I have different rules, because I had experience with like one unregulated broker. They had some crazy rules. They had like amazing leverage, but they had crazy rules. Rules like you had to hold a trade for a certain time in order for it to be honored, or if you close out within a certain time during like high impact news, we're not gonna honor the trade. It's just like crazy rules. And if you lose money, they're not gonna refund you back your money. But they'll take your money. And if you win, they will like question why you win and not honor it. Some brokers are funny. So my advice is just do your due diligence. Reach out to a mentor who probably been through things, who knows what's going on with some of these brokers, and probably their probably has a broker they use where they withdraw. And that's a good thing. If a broker actually pays you out, that's a sign that they probably could be legit. So look for those brokers, and just stay focused. So this concludes my episode. You can follow me on Facebook, IG, YouTube. You already know, man. We out here. Take care, everybody.